While this life that we are living is a gift and we are at liberty to do with it whatever we choose to, we're never supposed to do it alone. It doesn't matter whatever medium you choose to find solace in, the main thing you're looking for is most likely peace of mind. At the end of the day, it always leads back to the subject of God. You want your soul to be at peace, or you want a semblance of equilibrium and clear-headedness. But the question is whether you do find it or not. And in finding it, whether you actually find the right source. If you try to replace God with meditation, it will never be enough. If you try to replace God with alcohol and drugs, it will never be enough. If you try to replace God with money, having money and traveling and doing different things, or being online and being on social media, it would never ever be enough. Even while you're at it, you're always still going to miss it. This is the first episode of the things I wish I knew heading by time starting again. My name is Moiseri, by the way. I am the host of the Sort Out podcast. This podcast is based on Isaiah chapter 62 verse 12. And they shall call them the holy people, the redeemed of the Lord, and thou shalt be called Sort Out, a city not forsaken. In case the vibe around here looks like something you might be interested in, please do not forget to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and if you're just interested in this series, how about you like this video and leave me a comment in the comment section. I would like to hear what you think about this video, but if not, tell me where you're from and I'll say hi right back to you in the comment section. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. We are going to be discussing in this video getting to know God and our need for Him. I said our need for Him, not my need for Him, because I believe this is quite general. So long as you're a human being, whether you realize it or not, you have a yearning for God, you need God. And I understand the fact that it's something a lot of people do not recognize or do not even know they have. I firmly believe everybody outside Christ has this yearning, this void. So most people cannot describe it. I'm going to get into why. It's something that we were all created with, but we most likely never realize it, except we have the knowledge of who God is and who Christ is. If you disagree with me, it's perfectly okay. I'm going to explain why. I am going to describe it and all. Something I know for sure is this. At a particular point in time in our lives, as human beings, we were designed to start looking for meaning. Most times it does not start from a young age, mostly because we generally tend to be less aware of our individuality. The peak period is usually at the age of 25. Outside of that, before you are 28 years old, you tend to start asking questions about who you are, what you're doing here, what's your purpose, and depending on the quantity or quality of life experiences that you've had over time, you start to ask questions like, what's the point? What's the point of my being here? What's the point of me going to work every day? What's the point of me looking for this promotion? Why? Why should I? While some people try to answer those questions with, I've always known I wanted to become this. I want money. I want to live a quality life. I want to go to Santorini, go to Maldives, go to Seychelles, or I want to travel around the world. I want to see the world and different things. Or maybe yours is even, I want to be able to afford whatever I can, whenever I can, and in whatever quantity that I want. We all think that's supposed to be the highlight. Even if your ambition is, I want to be the best, which is the most hilarious. There has to be a point in time in your life when you start feeling like, is this enough? Is that all? When you finally achieve those things, you start asking, what's the point? Why should I bother? What exactly is this world about? How many things do I have to do? What's going on? Why am I even here to begin with? Until you answer those questions, you are going to always wonder about it. It's either that or you probably would never experience quality peace of mind. You might experience joy, you might be happy, yes, but it wouldn't be enough if you do not have quality peace of mind. Quality peace of mind is something I believe everybody needs in this life. If you do not have peace of mind, you must be going through a lot generally. And yes, I'm speaking from experience. You just must be going through a lot. It's that you are a very, very angry person. You're always worried and anxious and you are extremely skittish and fearful, or maybe you're always hungry and agitated every single time. You are easily triggered and you are depressed. Maybe you're always high, you smoke a lot, either that or maybe you're always drunk or you're sex addict. Even if you're addicted to your food, it still wouldn't be enough. I'm not saying all that to make you feel bad or anything. I'm just saying it generally because it's something I've noticed in most people and what I just personally believe anyway. Let me tell you this short story. By the grace of God, I had the advantage of growing up in a Christian home where my parents knew God and I grew up in church. We went to church. So I remember there was this particular CD my dad brought up of different Christian songs. I remember watching people like Women of Faith and Unborn, and there was this way they sang that was always different to me. It always felt like there was light on their faces whenever they sang. They always sang what they sang like they meant it, like they were talking to someone, or like they believed what they were saying. At least I can't really describe the emotion on their faces, but there's this song that stuck to me the most. I think Women of Faith sang it, and I will praise your name, and I will lift my voice. And your love for me is great. I'll rejoice. 'Cause there's no place I'd rather be. I'm with you and you're with me. For your love for me is great. I'll rejoice. I just always looked at them like, and what's this? Or when someone like Stephanie Gretzinger sings, "Be the king of my heart, be the shadow where I hide." I don't know the words of the song. When they sing the song, I know the song, but I don't know it for myself. It just shows like they are talking to someone. They mean what they are saying. The song comes directly from their heart, and you can literally feel the emotion and the intention behind the song. That's something that fascinated me when I was a child anyway. And I just always remember saying to myself, I want this. Means I want to be singing like this. And means I want to be looking like this whenever I'm singing. I didn't really know what this was about, but I just always knew that this is what I want. Means I want to be looking like. And then I noticed that whenever I saw men of God, people like Pastor Kui or other people that were children of God, there was always something different about them. They always had this peace of mind. There was this aura around them that you just always notice. You just always recognize this, that no, this one is a child of God. This one is sort of like different. This one does not used to get angry. And whenever you even try to piss them off, their reaction was always the reaction of calm. You never really could be able to get them angry or get them really pissed off. You were never really able to make them get angry. And then they just always smiled like, "God bless you. God bless you." Even if they were not smiling, it felt like they were smiling. So, something I've gotten to know is that, yes, there are people that do have that. And I realized the fact that the difference between people that had that aura and people that did not were people that knew God. They had a close relationship with God, and they understood who their father is, they understood who their maker is, and they understood their place as human beings. And I realized the fact that most likely the distinctive factor around those people was that they were people that lived lives that were totally surrendered to God, such that in most cases they were not in control of their lives, and they understood their place as a human being, and they understood the position of God, their maker. They allowed God to be God in their lives, literally. They allowed God to be the molder of their lives and their potter, pretty much. They were being shaped by God, and they understood that they were people that were soft enough to be malleable, to the point where the softness radiated outside. And while it was not like they were really soft, they had true softness, but it was towards God. And in their being malleable, they possessed incredible strength. And incredible strength, peace of mind, and comfort. I remember that the reason why I personally started seeking God was for my need for peace of mind. I've gotten to realize over time that we were never really meant to do things by ourselves. It might seem weird. It was never intended for us to do things by ourselves. I don't mean literally. I've realized over time the fact that while this life that we are living is a gift and we are at liberty to do with it whatever we choose to, we were never supposed to do it alone. That's something I'm sure of now. And that no matter who you are, no matter whatever you try to replace God with in this life, you would always miss it. You would never really encounter true peace. If you try to replace God with meditation, it would never be enough. If you try to replace God with alcohol and drugs, it will never be enough. If you try to replace God with money, having money and traveling and doing different things, or being online and being on social media, it would never ever be enough. Even while you're at it, you're always still going to miss it. A lot of people come to the conclusion of the fact that they need something, and whatever medium that they choose, it always sort of leads to the subject of finding God. Some people decide to use nature and sound, and I've come to realize that it doesn't matter whatever medium you choose to find solace in, the main thing you're looking for is most likely peace of mind. I've also realized that at the end of the day, it always leads back to the subject of God or a semblance of God. I'm very sure we all want peace of mind in this life, and I'm talking about peace of mind that comes from material things. Peace of mind that emanates from that emanates. I think it's emanates. Yeah, emanates is correct. That emanates from the soul. You want your soul to be at peace, or you want a semblance of equilibrium and clear-headedness. But the question is whether you find it or not, and in finding it, whether you actually find the right source, because you really truly can only get peace of mind from God. That's what I've come to realize. The next episode is going to be about what I wish I knew earlier about finding God. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode. Until then, take care.